Hi everyone, in the last video I showed some ways to use admin to build comps that can save HP in the mid game and, if done properly, can become quite strong in the late game as well. I've been favoring tier opener because it helps me build into some strong AP comps, but also can be used for tank items like Protector's Vow or Redemption. Admin Crest is an auto pick for me. No matter what the synergy is, there's a way to use it. Admin only combat star augments give a lot of stats. So in this case we are offered an admins gain 50% attack damage, which is really good for Camille reroll, but in this case we have an admin emblem, which means that we can utilize that 50% attack damage for an AD carry. I believe that the best choice for the early game is Draven, who is actually a good choice because he can either be used to ramp up to play AD flex with 4-cost carries, or if we get his hero augment, he can provide a lot of econ and cap out very strong in the late game with either mech or 4 ace. The third option is a safe choice. I'm playing strongest board here, but I'm also thinking about possibly lose streaking in order to get first pick on the carousel. I know that Last Whisper is absolutely necessary, but also because I have a cloak on bench, having a spatula would mean that I can have the option for 6 admin, which is really strong, as well as an earlier 4 admin. Therefore, I'm dropping this 2-star and playing Jax because I think he might be able to get a kill. He got a kill. And Jax would be good to hold as well because he might be useful for the mech synergy. Duelist with phony frontline is a guaranteed loss, especially since they have a 2-star Fiora and a 2-star Sylas. And there it is, first pick for a spatula. One of the benefits here is that having 2 admin spats that give both attack damage and some other stat mean that we can have multiple carries. Looking here, I see that I have the option to go full attack damage or attack speed. I think that this is a hard choice, but when you have this much attack damage, attack speed is useful to be able to make use of it. That way, an admin spat basically is a supercharged death blade and a rapid fire cannon. There he is, Draven. I'm gonna go ahead and make the Blitzcrank 2 because I'm open to the possibility of winning to save health, but I wouldn't be mad at losing and preserving streak. And it looks like streak is going to be preserved. Let's see if Draven can get that kill. Oof, Blitzcrank with a Gargoyle Stone Plane is really strong. That's one of the reasons why I was holding on to that cloak for so long, is because I was considering doing the same thing with my Blitzcrank. With two chain vests, I actually do prioritize Bramble Vest over Gargoyle Stoneplate. And that leaves up a tier for another item and a cloak for another item as well. There's a lot of AD and crit in the current meta, so Bramble Vest is especially valuable. And of course, scouting the lobby never hurts as well. Here I'm really seriously considering adaptive defenses, which is a really strong augment. But because I have two spats, I am looking for League of Draven. And we hit. Gives us a guaranteed Draven 2 as well. I'm thinking it is time to convert to win streak. Still, we're probably strong enough with Defender and a 2-star Draven. This guy's also using Draven as a holder, but with Oxforce Synergy, I'm thinking that he's not going to stick with it long term. And League of Draven gives us the econ we need to push more aggressively. And a 2-star Defender, it looks like we're getting pretty strong pretty quickly. I don't see much need to roll here. I put in Sivir on the small mana boost that Civilian gives. Need a Last Whisper. I grabbed the glove because it's on a higher cost unit, but in retrospect I think that the bow is more important because bows are often more contested. Here we level to 7 because we have the potential to play 4 Brawler, and with League of Draven we will quickly get the econ we need to still be able to find our upgrades while also being able to locate some forecasts for our secondary carry. Urgot scales really well with admin. Because having another admin spat gives me the potential for having multiple carries, I'm thinking about going for aces rather than mech. So I'm going to sell these Jaxes, and we're going to hold the Samira. Laser core damage is getting really strong, so we'll need to find a way to increase our board strength soon. Makeshift armor and salvage bin are good, but we're looking for mech or ace, and there's an ace emblem. Elveth 2 is certainly stronger than Urgot, and with the ace emblem we can play 4 ace immediately. This is a bit of a grief because the econ from League of Draven and Urgot will be sacrificed from having all these other damage sources. But it's definitely worth it to have a stronger board that can save us HP and allow us to hit our late game board. And that was certainly strong. Not a lot of gold dropped, but 4 aces and a 2-star 4 cost with all of these admin stats is very strong for the lobby to handle in stage 4. Six admin would make our carries really strong, but it would come at the cost of sacrificing our front line, which doesn't seem worth it. We still haven't gotten the last whisper. The amount of damage we've been doing has been in spite of all of the defense of the enemy teams. Imagine how strong we can be if we had some penetration. With 2 Draven 2-stars, we're very close. By the end of stage 4, we should probably roll down. With multiple pairs and 7 Dravens, it's worth rolling below 50. And there's Misfortune too. Be worth moving the Thieves' Gloves to Misfortune to, but considering we may have a Last Whisper on the horizon, Samira's damage would be more noteworthy in the long run. We could get a Spear Sojin for Misfortune, but Last Whisper is an auto pick. With the turn to stage 5, other boards are bound to be spiking. Though we are strong, it's a good idea to stay ahead of the power curve, so rolling down is not a bad idea. The Mord ult takes away Misfortune and is dangerously close to one-shotting Draven. Luckily, we have multiple damage sources and are barely able to inch away with the win. At this moment, I'm so proud of Blitzcrank that I had to let the chat know. I don't mind if everyone comes to look at my board. At this point, we should be prepared to roll down to 10 if need be to find a Draven 3-star. And there he is, right in the nick of time. This win was partially due to the lucky Thieves' Gloves roll. Need healing as a third item for Draven. And the recent buffs put Hextech Gunblade as the preferred healing item, so we're pretty lucky to have gotten it off Carousel. We'll mostly be seeing completed items from now on, so it's okay to slam Q code. This player almost beat me last time, and they have spiked considerably with an Urgot too. Beer Sojin turns Misfortune 2 into an early match source of damage, which can swing the fight. Aside from Mordekaiser and Fiddlesticks, I don't really see too much issue with clumping, and surrounding the Draven protects from Zed. And it looks like Misfortune's ult has made it much safer to be in the corner. Zac and Lee Sin are both buying time for our carries, but Cleansing Safeguard Lee Sin 3 is making much better use of that time by scaling. But this is why we've been holding Sejuani too, because her stun can stop the enemy team from scaling. She made a difference, but with better positioning, we can keep up with the rest of the enemy boards. Looks like there's an admin spat. We have a means for getting an additional power spike. So now we'll be looking for any admin, Sirocco or LeBlanc. And that's LeBlanc. I choose to put the spat on Echo because I believe the attack speed can help him get a shield off, which is more valuable than extra damage in the backline now that we have 6 admin. And it looks like all those extra stats are paying off, because that was not even close. GG. Now I want to show another admin game in which we have a lot of good options. We have on kill, the killer gains 25% attack speed, which can be good for Draven, but without the guarantee of Last Whisper or AD items, I'm not certain that this is necessarily a good to pick in this spot. The second option would make LeBlanc a really good early game carry with the additional ability power. She wouldn't need Spellslinger synergy, and we could just build crit items and casting items. But because this is stage 1-4, I think that gaining permanent maximum health for all admins will make the comp much tankier and also allow our carries to survive. So LeBlanc and Soraka both don't have any issues getting killed. So the third option looks very attractive because it can make both the front line and the back line more reliable. Admin Heart is an auto pick because not only does it give us 4 admin, but it gives us a Camille that can stack as well. An additional 50 permanent maximum health per turn is a high roll. The benefit of this being a combat start ability is it doesn't matter what happens in the fight. We don't have to try and keep certain units alive as much as possible. They always get the benefit. And Blitzcrank is useful to keep on the stage for now until we can find another Blitzcrank to replace him so we can get that tier. And a Spear of Shojin can save a lot of HP in stage 2. With this being the second combat, we've gotten more than a belt on each one of our units, because each combat gains us 100 max HP for LeBlanc, Blitzcrank, and Camille. We really want that spat. But other than that, any tank items will do, like Redemption or Dragon Claw. I won't say this game never did anything for us. Now we're strong enough to win streak with Undergrounds, but the value of adding health each turn with admins is more valuable, so we're going to hold off for now. Still can't afford to do Undergrounds. We're going to have enough frontline and backline to be able to slot in undergrounds as late as stage 3 and still be able to make good use of it. And this can ensure that we have reliable access to itemizations that can help us win the game in stages 5 and 6. Time to start holding LeBlanc. And Kale too can make good use of this static shiv. Trade Sector allows us to push levels and more reliably hit an early Soraka to scale HP as well. Slotting in Zoe gives us Hacker, which provides some valuable healing for LeBlanc. Those health bars are starting to look pretty big. Of course we'd want a spat to stack health on one of our premier frontliners like Echo, but we could also go for more damage, like a Rod to make Jewel Gauntlet for LeBlanc. Speaking of Echo, thank goodness that we have a static shiv, otherwise we wouldn't be able to get through that Renekton. These fights are getting close, but we are plenty strong and we haven't really needed to take advantage of all the extra health that LeBlanc has. So we have the luxury of being able to hold off on the underground cash out. In hindsight, Redemption would have created a lot higher value for our HP stacking admin frontline, but anti-healing's never a bad choice. And we can make use of the tier for Soraka. This was a hacker div. I am contemplating rerolling to look for an early Soraka, but Chrono Break is such a valuable augment, and we're never punished. Don't mind me while I count up our gold. Just enough. It's still useful to keep all available admins in because the stacking health will be essential in the late game. We're looking close to LeBlanc 3 now. We have enough health that we can afford to lose some. And again, we're looking at that spat. With undergrounds, we can count on getting some components, so it wouldn't be hard to turn it into an admin spat. But with the remaining options, I think a crit can be the most useful. Don't get me wrong, this is definitely a high roll, but rolling at 8 before anyone else makes it a lot easier to hit your 2-star forecasts. This underground cash out is really attractive, but with the possibility of scaling even further without it and our health advantage, we can afford to pass on it for now. Keep in mind we are still looking for a Blitzcrank 2, and the Blitzcrank 1 that we have is certainly holding his own. And we're looking for a Camille 2 as well, so there's a lot of possibility for us to get stronger. This looks like it could be another Jewel Gauntlet for Soraka. Now let's roll for those pairs. Speaking of getting stronger, there's LeBlanc 3. And Camille 2. Just doing a quick health check, looks like we've got about 4,000 health for Blitzcrank, over 4,000 health for LeBlanc, and about 3,300 health for Camille. It's as if we have a brawler synergy. Just as I've said, every carousel, we'd love an admin spat, and here one is. It's going to be a lot less contested. That's one of the beauties of admin. This is an amazing underground cash out because that has that redemption that we were looking for, as well as a gold collector, which provides valuable crit, execution, and gold generation. Now to quickly move some of these undergrounds and put in Aegis. The Leon is temporary. Zoe provides Hacker for our LeBlanc and Prankster for our admin health stacking Echo, so we just had a huge power spike. I think that's going to make a huge difference. They can no longer burst down our team. Here I have a choice between giving 25 AP to all of our backline or giving a proper third item to Soraka. And I think Archangels is more valuable in this comp than it normally is because Soraka is able to survive a lot longer with the health. Pushing 9 helps us find the copies for the only non-2-star that we have, and also add in a synergy bot that provides 40% healing on LeBlanc. With 6 admin, within 4 rounds, each unit gets an extra Warmogs. Hacker is looking more useful than adding an extra Syndra. That's GG, thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this TFT video, please do leave a like or a comment. I'm very interested in hearing what you have to say. Till next time.